Hello, I'm Peter Bergman. This is my official YouTube channel. I'll be updating you with the latest news, so please subscribe to my channel.
What is up, my gorgeous soap squad? Welcome back to the channel. Today is Thursday, a supposedly normal day, but the soap gods have chosen absolute violence. Grab your emotional support, iced coffees, and lock your bedroom doors because we have an emergency drop to discuss and I am fundamentally unwell. Let's get right into it. My jaw is literally on the floor right now. Oh my God. Oh my God. I am actually shaking and hitting record at 3 a.m. with bloodshot eyes because if I do not get this out of my system this very second, I am going to spontaneously combust. Besties, we need to hold a literal intervention right now because what I just witnessed has broken my brain into a million tiny, irreparable pieces. I am oscillating between pure, unadulterated hype for the drama and total devastating disbelief over what the writers are putting us through. I am spiraling. I am ascending. I am currently existing in a state of pure chaos because the news that just dropped is the most unhinged, heartbreaking, and rage-inducing plot twist we have seen in decades. Then, the absolute worst-case scenario was confirmed. The doctors have literally come out and stated that our undisputed queen, Nikki Newman, does not have much time left to live. Yes, you heard me correctly. I am screaming into the mic right now. The matriarch, the legend, the woman who has survived literally everything this cursed town has thrown at her, has been given a terminal timeline. And as if my heart wasn't already shattered into a fine dust on my bedroom floor, we have to talk about what Victor Newman is doing in the wake of this news. Because if you thought Victor was toxic before, you have not seen anything yet. Victor Newman is literally standing guard and completely preventing Jack Abbott from visiting Nikki one last time. He is denying Jack a final goodbye. I am literally hyperventilating. The sheer, unadulterated audacity of this man to stand there with his chest puffed out, playing God while his wife is lying on what is essentially her deathbed. It is sick. It is twisted. It is peak Victor Newman, but it is also the most unforgivable thing he has ever done in the history of this franchise. Mainly, we have to look at the psychological state Victor is in right now to even begin to understand this absolute madness. Because if you look at the timeline, Victor is currently in his most ruthless, unhinged, God complex era. He just regained Newman Enterprises, right? And what was his very first move? He honored his deal and handed Chancellor over to Lily Winters. Now, Lily is ecstatic. She is out here scoring massive victories, bringing Kane Ashby back into the fold to run the company for her and living her absolute best corporate life. But Nick literally called this out. Nick was standing right there at the Newman Ranch complaining to Victor because he knew that giving Chancellor to Lily was going to deeply hurt Nikki. Yet Victor did not care. He completely ignored Nick's warnings about Nikki's feelings and just gave away a massive piece of her legacy. And now, literal days later, she is dying and he is isolating her from the outside world. It is giving absolute supervillain energy, no cap. And let's not even talk about the fact that Victor is currently holding a guy named Matt hostage at the ranch. He is literally treating Matt like a lab rat, making him take showers and put on fresh clothes just to run him through some rigorous, twisted psychological test to see if he is sincere. Victor is completely obsessed with control right now. He is testing Matt's loyalty. He is tossing Chancellor around like a toy. And now he is controlling who gets to breathe the same air as Nikki in her final moments. Totally. I get that Victor thinks he owns Genoa City and everyone in it, but blocking Jack Abbott? Let's do a quick story time, besties. Because some of the new fans might not understand the sheer magnitude of the Jack and Nikki bond, and I need to educate the masses. Back in the day, when Victor was off doing whatever toxic, manipulative nonsense he always does, who was there for Nikki? Jack. Jack has held her through her darkest nights, her worst relapses, and her most catastrophic eras. Their love story was messy, sure, but it was built on genuine, raw vulnerability. Jack knows a side of Nikki that Victor refuses to even acknowledge. Wait, I'm literally yapping right now and getting lost in the archives. Let's get back to the actual tea. The tea is that Jack Abbott is standing in a sterile hospital hallway, a titan of industry, a man who has fought literal wars in boardrooms, reduced to a desperate, broken man. He is literally begging Victor for just 5 minutes to look the woman he once loved in the eyes and say goodbye. And Victor is just standing there like a gargoyle, completely stone-faced, denying him, I am literally punching the air right now. How can you look at another human being who is in that much pain and just shut them down? Maybe Victor is just terrified of losing her, and he thinks keeping everyone away will somehow preserve her peace, like he's doing this out of some twisted, desperate love because his heart is breaking and he can't handle the reality of her slipping away. Wait, no, scratch that. Absolutely not. My brain is basically a buffering wheel trying to justify this, but I refuse. I will not defend him. He is doing this for control, pure, unadulterated control. He wants to be the only person who matters in her life. He wants to isolate her so that he is the last face she sees, completely disregarding what Nikki herself might actually want. Is it just me, or did they completely fumble the bag on Victor's humanity here? Or wait, is this actually genius writing because it perfectly encapsulates his fatal flaw? I don't even know anymore. I am just so emotional. Think about Nikki's perspective for a second. She is lying in that bed. The monitors are beeping. She knows her time is running out. When you are facing your own mortality, you want to make peace. You want to see the people who shaped your life, the people who loved you, even the people you had complicated histories with. Nikki would want to see Jack. She would want that closure, and Victor is stealing that from her. He is literally robbing a dying woman of her agency. Then we have to talk about the absolute ripple effect this is going to have on the rest of the canvas, because the contrast is making me dizzy. While Nikki is literally fighting for her final breaths, and Jack is being emotionally tortured in a hallway, the rest of the town is just going about their chaotic little lives. Noah Newman is out here getting massive online buzz for the grand reopening of his nightclub, The Shadow Room. Like, Noah is hyping up a club launch while his grandmother is dying. Does he even know? And Audra Charles. Audra is out here showing rare vulnerability over Malcolm getting discharged from the hospital, getting all triggered about Amy Lewis's illness, but then immediately pivoting to plot her attendance at Noah's club opening just to cause drama. Holden Novak is literally begging Audra not to start unnecessary drama with Sienna Bacall, and Audra is just brushing him off. The matriarch of Genoa City is on her deathbed, and y'all are worried about VIP bottle service at a nightclub? I cannot deal with the whiplash. I literally cannot. And what about Sharon? Sharon is currently at the coffee house acting as a life coach for Phyllis. Phyllis is completely spiraling because she got forced out of Newman Enterprises, and Daniel just handed her the most brutal, harsh rejection at society. Daniel is basically treating Phyllis like radioactive waste, telling her she hasn't learned a single thing and that she's just playing the victim. So Sharon steps in, telling Phyllis she needs to fight back and regain her control. But imagine when Sharon finds out what is happening at the hospital. Sharon is going to have to drop everything. Mainly, I am terrified for Nick. Nick is already furious at Victor. He was already complaining about the Chancellor deal. He was already questioning why Victor is keeping Matt locked up in a guest room like a prisoner. When Nick finds out that Victor is playing bouncer at Nikki's deathbed and blocking Jack, Nick is going to go absolutely feral. I am predicting a full-on physical altercation. Nick is going to tear the Newman Ranch down brick by brick. He is going to lose his absolute mind, and honestly, I am here for it. I will be cheering Nick on because someone needs to put Victor in his place before it is too late. Totally. This is the most high-stakes emotional warfare we have seen in years. The writers are literally holding our hearts hostage right now. I am sitting here staring at my screen just praying for a miracle. Is there a secret cure? Is this a misdiagnosis? Because if Nikki Newman actually dies, and if her final moments are tainted by Victor's toxic, suffocating control, I do not think the fandom will ever recover. We are going to need a literal support group. I mean, literally think about the legacy. Nikki and Victor are supposed to be endgame, but this isn't romantic. This is terrifying. It is a masterclass in emotional abuse disguised as protection. Jack Abbott deserves better. Nikki Newman deserves better. And frankly, we, the Day One stands who have dedicated our lives to this franchise, deserve better than to watch our problematic faves go out like this. Hot take, but I am actually ascending into a new plane of rage. If Jack doesn't sneak into that hospital room dressed as a doctor or rappel down from the ceiling like Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible, I am going to riot. Jack needs to fight for his right to say goodbye. He cannot just let Victor win this one. This isn't a corporate takeover. This isn't Newman versus Jabot. This is human life. This is the soul of Genoa City hanging in the balance. Wait, let me just take a deep breath because my heart rate is dangerously high. The sheer chaos of this storyline is exactly why I have been obsessed with this franchise since the Stone Age. They know exactly how to push our buttons. They know exactly how to make us scream at our televisions. But this time, it feels different. It feels so final. The gravity of the doctor saying she doesn't have much time left is sinking in, and the reality that Victor is using her dying moments to settle a petty, decades-old score with Jack is just vile. Besties, I need you all to sound off in the comments right now. Are you Team Victor, believing he is just protecting his wife from the stress of seeing her ex? Or are you Team Jack, recognizing that Victor is a controlling monster who is robbing Nikki of her final goodbyes? Because I know where I stand, and I am firmly, aggressively, unapologetically Team Let Jack In. I am going to keep refreshing the feeds. I am going to keep digging for spoilers. And the second we get an update on Nikki's condition or Nick's inevitable explosion, I will be back hitting record. Until then, stay strong, Soap Squad. We are going to need each other to get through this dark, dark era. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and trauma dump your feelings in the comments below because I low-key need to know I am not spiraling alone. Bye, besties.
Thank you for watching my video. I will be updating regularly with the latest news, so please remember to subscribe to my channel to support me.